Well, it looks like there may be some interesting signs. Some new rumors point to Mark Zuckerberg being out at Facebook as early as next year. Of course, they were quick to dismiss these claims via a tweet, but there seems to be a little bit more going on here. Facebook just laid off 10,000 people. Mark Zuckerberg's direct decision to continue to invest money into the metaverse, something that literally nobody wants, is a giant albatross around the company's neck. They've decided to alienate half of their customer base by having policies that seemingly targeted only one group of people, and really no new people are signing up for Twitter. Kids nowadays use Snapchat or TikTok. They're not signing up for Facebook pages. So Facebook could ill afford to inspire their users to leave to go to places like Minds or other places, but that's exactly what Mark Zuckerberg did because he really wanted those Democrats to win the election. In fact, that's where he put all of his money. That's who, in my opinion, many of his policies served. And now it seems like he may just be out. We'll get into the story after a super quick word from this video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Established Titles. Established Titles is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. They allow people to buy as little as 1 square foot of dedicated land so they can call themselves a lord or a lady officially. In return, they commit to plant a tree with every order and protect the beautiful pristine woodlands of Scotland. Established Titles makes an absolutely amazing gift, and a person could officially get their name changed on documents. Their title pack gives you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land on a private estate and an official certificate with a crest. Established Titles is currently having a really big sale just for you, my subscribers. You can get an additional 10% off any purchase you make with the discount code TheQuartering. So click the link below, go to establishedtitles.com/TheQuartering and use promo code TheQuartering to save an extra 10% today. So Meta officials have now come out and denied the rumors that were swirling earlier today that billionaire Mark Zuckerberg is planning to step down as the CEO of the company that he has built from the ground up. Insiders had told The Leak that the 38-year-old decided to step down as head of Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram. They say the decision, quote, will not affect the metaverse, Zuckerberg's multi-billion-dollar virtual reality project that has lost the company at least $30 billion. It's hard to even think. Like, you never notice, like, when we're talking about this stuff in these videos, and, like, I say something like $30 billion, and we're all like, huh, okay, yeah, that's, like, I have no idea, like, I have zero idea how much money that is. Like, I can't even fathom 1,000 million. Like, you know, 1 million is hard enough for me to even imagine. So it go on to say, but Andy Stone, a communications official for the company, tweeted on Tuesday, quote, this is false. The rumor came as Facebook lays off large swaths of employees as the company's profits sag. Investors and analysts have blamed the company's downfall on Zuckerberg specifically and other executives shifting their focus onto metaverse, which has yet to gain any kind of interest. They say sufficient interest, but it's really any interest whatsoever, and they just have not. Share prices for the social media giant are now down nearly 70% since last year, but we're trending up following the report. Isn't that interesting? So once the report came out that Zuckerberg would be out, the stock went up, and it kind of stayed up. It rocketed up when the report came out earlier this morning. I think the market knows that essentially Mark Zuckerberg is addicted to this metaverse thing that he thinks is going to be the next big thing, but it just really isn't. I mean, nobody has any interest, as far as I know, in using that product or in engaging in it. And even those that are interested will tell you that the thing doesn't even work right. That like it doesn't even function properly. And imagine having $30 billion invested in that. I don't even know how I could, normally I pride myself on saying like, here, this is how much, like, this would be like a normal thing somebody would do that didn't work. Here's how you can relate to it. But it's like, I don't know. I guess it'd be like paying $100,000 to rebuild the engine in your car and having it still not work. I don't even know. That $30 billion, I don't even know how to break that down to like a reasonable number that any of us could understand. Now, of course, the company down $229 a share, 67.57% year to date. It did trend up early, but it gave back some of those gains. Now, I don't care whatsoever about this because Mark Zuckerberg is happy to do the bidding of our government. People, I mean, I know my viewers won't forget this, but, you know, he was happy to ban anybody questioning certain policies, questioning the science TM, even though the science TM seemed to switch. It seemed to be evolving. I think that that's not like a hot take to say that, hey, maybe, you know, hey, this is evolving. So maybe we shouldn't be like banning people outright from these platforms because they question things that seem to change and evolve on a daily basis during some period of time. And by the way, none of those people have been restored. So just like Twitter, when it came out that Twitter was losing $4 million a day, it was pretty obvious to me why they were. I mean, anybody who was getting any kind of engagement, they were banning. You know, like they just wanted to be a leftist echo chamber so that they could make sure that they help get Democrats elected. And again, we saw Elon Musk today, like, confirm that. He didn't like sort of confirm it. He confirmed, he agreed with a tweet from Dinesh D'Souza that was saying, hey, like, you know, the only people are all in an uproar about all these quote unquote right wingers getting unbanned. But the reality of the matter is that there were no prominent left wingers that did get banned. Now, since Elon has purchased it, there have been a few. Ethan Klein, Gila Klein's account, to name a few. Obviously, Kathy Griffin, she's been restored. But I mean, outside of that, you know, historically, there aren't really any like really popular left-wing accounts that got banned from the platform. So Facebook, by the way, same thing. I have a Facebook page, facebook.com/quartering. I had the quartering and it got like shut down or something, or I lost it. And the quartering is very clearly shadow banned. Like nobody can find the page or they search for it. I post there. I have an editor that takes all my videos and posts them on my main website, thequartering.com. And like she writes a little article summary of everything. She also puts that on the Facebook page and nobody sees it. And I know a lot of my viewers, they aren't like big Facebook fans these days, but there's a lot of people on Facebook. I mean, Daily Wire spends $5 million a month promoting Ben Shapiro stuff on there, some insane number. It's public record, by the way. You can go out and find that. But anyway, the report comes as investors have lost faith in Meta CEO as he continues to push forward with his bet on metaverse. Last month, Brad Gerstner, who funded Alameda Capital, owns hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Meta shares, penned an open letter to the company making it clear that Zuckerberg is losing the trust of his investors. Quote, like many other companies in a zero-rate world, Meta has drifted into the land of excess. Too many people, too many ideas, too little urgency, he wrote. Well, that's what we saw at Twitter, right? I mean, 5,000 out of 10,000 people are gone, or no, it's 5,000 out of 7,500 are basically gone. And nobody seems to really notice the difference. Gerstner went on to write, Meta needs to get its mojo back. Meta needs to rebuild confidence with investors, employees, and the tech community in order to attract, inspire, and retain the best people in the world, he wrote. In short, Meta needs to get fit and focused. He suggested reducing the company's headcount by at least 20% by January, and said the company should limit investments in the metaverse to no more than $5 billion a year. This is the kind of stuff that happens when you're publicly owned. You get some investor that owns a huge chunk of your company, basically dictating what you have to do. This is why, Elon taking Twitter private is a really good idea, because now it's like he doesn't have to run everything by a board of directors and shareholders and all this stuff. He can become fit and fast, nimble, get stuff done quickly. So my dogs are in the office today and they're being little they're being puppies. So if you see me looking off screen, I'm just making sure she's not eating something she shouldn't be. And my office really isn't puppy proof. But anyway, you see Meta Reality Labs cost versus losses. I mean, you're talking about $30.1 billion lost in 2022, on top of $21.3 billion in loss in 2021, $11 billion in 2020. So in 3 years, they've got over $60 billion with a B dollars in loss because, I don't know, Zuckerberg is obsessed with digitizing himself into the metaverse. This is like a president that's gone amok. And now, again, you spent all this time investing all this money when you thought it was never going to end, and then you cut half of your customer base out. You told conservatives that they couldn't ask questions about, the validity of certain things. You told conservatives that if they spoke out against forcing the jab on people, that they would be banned. And you know what? Even if you unban them, many of them wouldn't come back now. They're off on other platforms. They're on GabGetter or Minds, and they're doing just fine. So Facebook is in huge trouble with or without Zuckerberg. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you click that red subscribe button down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.